And we've got a very special guest with us here today. We're going to be talking a little development, and we've got Seth Fryer with Seppanen Contracting Incorporated. Good morning.
Good morning, Steve. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. So obviously I cover news, and it's been a few years since the nuns, the sisters, have kind of announced this giant development that they're working on. And now we finally see a little bit of fruition coming, and you're kind of coming in with some of this housing, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. So our involvement in it started about a year ago now, a little over a year, actually. When I first started with Seppanen's about that same time, business development took me everywhere. I was going from Sioux Falls to Pierre to James. I was in Jamestown, North Dakota for like 3-4 days, just kicking around, seeing, talking to development companies, developers, people around the communities, just trying to figure out, kind of that next avenue. And, housing is a problem everywhere. And the affordability of housing. And so I brought it back, to the company, to Rusty. And I said, we have to figure out something. We got to figure out how to help somewhere. And I don't know what it looks like. I don't know at all, but we need to figure it out. And so what we did is we actually sat down, collected about 5 house plans. We drew them up. We got them quoted. We did all that, went through the footwork of all of that. And while we were doing it, we didn't have anybody in mind of who we were going to approach with this. We were just trying to figure out price points. And through that whole process, we had got to talk with Plains Commerce Bank. And they had called and said, we need to get you in touch with Joy Nelson. And so we met with them, with Plains and with her, and she had brought us to the Hill. And so we met with them up there. And basically we laid out what we wanted to do. What we were trying to do was really fit that need of affordability, and not in a sense of, the affordable housing has such a negative connotation behind it, but try to get a quality product at a good price, not your run of the mill cheap, but something nice that somebody can be proud of, that we can be proud of to put up. And so we'd approached them. We went through that whole process, and with them, we worked through pricing, what it would look like, and we got there. And then after that, we started at the other side of the aisle there, and we went to the city and approached them, went for a TIF, got approved for the TIF on the project. And now we're here, and now we're literally about a week and a half away from breaking dirt up there. So been a wild ride, been a long ride, but we're finally making some headway.
Yeah, that's awesome. So this housing development, when you do talk about affordable housing, they kind of, that term really comes from kind of the state a little bit, I think, right?
It does. Yes, it does. But the state also says that $410,000 is affordable in the state of South Dakota. So maybe it is somewhere. I don't know. But I can tell you from being a younger man myself that I don't think that's affordable for me. But it does come from them, and it's a real thing. But how you get there, and each area is different, Steve, depending on what region of the state that you're in, affordability does mean something different. And obviously for different categories of people, for the lack of a better term, of, is it a first time home buyer? Is it, are you a little bit older looking to maybe downsize a little bit, something like that. So, really dependent on your square footage and how much house do you need, how much house do you want, how much house can you afford? And basically I think our plans that we have set for the Hill fit that. Our plans range anywhere from 800 square feet up to about 1,400 square feet. We got a couple in between there, 12s, 1100s, and those range anywhere from 2-bed, 2-bath to 2-bed, 1-bath to 3-bed, 2-bath, 4-bed, 2-bath. So they range a little bit. And so they give you a little bit of a feeling that, what do we want? What are our goals, to buy this? Are we starting a family? Do we want something just to get started, a little smaller? So I think that I think it's a good flow of potential opportunity for somebody that might be interested in it.
Mm-hmm. So depending on your personal situation, can you talk to somebody, kind of see the plans and like pick a home that kind of fits you best? Or?
Absolutely. So yeah, you can go talk with Joy at Haugen Nelson Realty. She has all the floor plans. She even has a picture of the plot. So you can even look at your lot too and pick your lot that you want right now. So she'll walk you through that. She'll walk you through kind of what plans we have, what the price points are, and then go from there. And there's a few different options within those plans. You can pick through 2 designated options. There's technically 3. So you have the base package, you have basically a good and a better package. So when it comes to interior finishes, what you're getting with those packages, is it painted trim? Is it stained trim? Do you have a little bit different style of a interior door, a 3-panel rather than a 2-panel? There's a few different things you can pick from within that plan: flooring colors, your cabinets, countertops. You can pick all of that stuff. As far as your paint colors interior, you can pick those too, up to 3 colors in each house plan. So there's a lot of flexibility in these. Exterior wise, you get to pick your shingle colors, your siding colors, and then each house does come with some stone on the front, so you get to pick that color too. And basically within those, you pick what you want, and then it comes to us, and then we basically get it in our schedule and we build it. So that's what it would look like for the most part.
Okay, so we've got some plans to kind of look at and see what we're getting into, and so the theme would be, we pick out our homes and you build it, and then we start to see these kind of come to fruition as people are like pre-buying the homes and kind of having them ready to go how they want it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. Because really, and what also we wanted to avoid is the cookie cutter aspect of this thing. We didn't want to come in and build 40 houses that look exactly the same minus a different color. I mean, it works in parts of the world, but that's not what we wanted to do at Seppanen's. We didn't want to create that. We wanted to create a community where everybody has something a little bit different, and it's theirs. It's their own, it's not their house looks exactly like the neighbor's house. So tried to make it, lots are split out in kind of that way, so that you might have a little bit bigger of a floor plan, and then you might have a little smaller of a floor plan. Then you might have one of the bigger floor plans. And so we really tried to edge that out so that creates that true community feel of you pull in and it doesn't look like, wow, they dropped 40 houses in here that look exactly the same.
Well, so I kind of think of, buying your first home or some of the affordability terminology, and everybody's situation is different. But I feel like when I was younger, in the houses we were looking at, if we were looking at 80,000 20 years ago, it's like those homes were sometimes the older ones or needed a couple of fixed things here and there. And so I think, affordability is different for each person. So some people are still looking at those older homes and, okay, this is our starter. We'll fix a couple things and then we get into, bigger, better, whatever. So what you guys offer is kind of anything from someone starting or even someone that wants, a larger, did you say 4-bedroom, something like that?
Absolutely.
So, okay.
Yeah. So it does cover that range. It just kind of really truly depends too on your budget, and all of those are budgeted out. The thing with all those prices is they're pretty much set. I mean, most of them are, unless you pick something a little bit different, which that's all priced out. We know what that is already. So they'll be able to help you. If you say, well, we kind of want to go with this package, they can kind of help you say, well, due to your budget right now, maybe this isn't the way to go right now. But the other thing is to keep in mind that if you get into that house and you're living there for a few years, there's some things that aren't hard to change down the road. And so if it's something that you want to get into, you can get into it. And then 3-4 years down the road, if the countertops weren't kind of your style, those are a pretty easy change down the road. And you got a little equity in a house now, so you can do some of that stuff.
Yeah, maybe you can even sell it and get something bigger if you want.
Absolutely.
I mean,
absolutely.
getting some of that equity built, and that's hopefully what you can do, or remodel a little, whatever. I
whatever
guess.
it might be.
Yeah, very cool. So you guys are with contracting, you do also like really large steel buildings and that kind of thing. What drove you to do this kind of residential stuff?
Well, so the thing is what really kind of drove us is that in business, diversification is a great thing. But what really drove us is we, through the time of doing those projects, have created very good partnerships with subcontractors. And through that, we basically sat down with those guys when this was all going on and said, we're looking at doing this, but we need your help to do it. And everybody pretty much jumped right on board with it and was like, absolutely. If we can get this thing off the ground, let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's really what it was. The other thing that really drove it to us is that if we can help fix an issue, we'd love to do that. If we'd love to help provide a solution to the problem. And we feel that this truly helps. I mean, obviously we're in Hayti, not in Watertown, but the thing is that it benefits us just as much in Hayti.
Mm-hmm.
If we can help Watertown grow, it only benefits our smaller towns,
Mm-hmm.
and if we can get, if we hire potential employees down the road, they may not want to live in Hayti, they may want to live up here. So, which is completely fine. And that's great. And so that's kind of what drove us into it is the idea that there was this problem and we wanted to try to find the solution. And we had the abilities through our design build process to design these homes. We have enough experience in the industry combined that we knew what we had to do to get there. We just had to figure out how to get there.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's really what drove us to do it, Steve.
Yeah.
I mean, it really was.
Wow. Well, and I think that's exactly what people talk about is finding those partners that are willing to kind of take that leap. And you put a lot on the line too by all that time and effort towards, okay, well, we'll start building these and hopefully they sell kind of situation. Yeah. So I don't think people realize it's not just buying product and opening your doors. It's like, okay, we're going to do a lot of work and then you got to buy it.
That's right. That's right. It's taking a risk, but it's one that we really feel is definitely worth the risk in the long term. And we've had great partnerships all along. I mean, the sisters have been great to work with on the Hill. Plains Commerce has been great to work with too. And all of our subcontractors, we have great partnerships with them too. And it's been great to work through this. It's been fun. Mm-hmm. It's been a lot, but it's been fun.
Awesome. So if there are, since you're the kind of contractor of the situation, if you get a home and there is any kind of a concern or anything, they can just get a hold of you and you kind of coordinate how to take care of any concerns they might have.
Absolutely. So how it'll look is once you go, you talk to Joy, and then you get a house, and then basically at that point you buy it. And then at that point, it gets turned to us. We have active project managers that will be on site going through that. They'll be your main contact. If you have problems, if you happen to go look at it, something doesn't look right, something didn't come out like you thought it would, you give him a call. He'll be right there to help you out. Mm-hmm. We're not going to leave you high and dry. We're going to be there. We're going to help you through this process because we get that it's big and it's scary at times, especially coming from the customer standpoint. So we'll be there. We'll be a face. We'll help you get through those issues the best that we can.
Yeah, I think that's perfect because it kind of leads me to think of some of those large developments. You might see a contractor out of state even come in and kind of coordinate it. But when the project's over, they go back to Oklahoma or wherever they're from,
Yeah.
And you guys are 20 minutes or so down the road. And so that makes a difference. It is local,
yes.
So.
Yeah. No, and we want to keep that. And we back these with the same warranty we back all of our projects with, and that's our 5-year workmanship warranty. So if there's anything that you have an issue with in those 5 years, whether it be a window, a door, a piece of flooring bubbled, something within that time frame, we'll help you with that. And we'll get it taken care of the best of our ability that we can do.
Awesome. Well, so if we do want to learn a little more about Seppanen Contracting and see what else you guys do, what's the best way to kind of track you down?
Yeah, so you can get our website, SeppanenContractingInc.com. Find us on Facebook, Seppanen Contracting Inc. Our office is in Hayti, 419 Wilson Avenue. You can stop in. Somebody's usually always around. We can talk you through what we got going on. But reach out to us on either of those. Somebody will reach out to you, whether it be me or a salesperson. Somebody will reach out, but we're always willing to talk. I mean, the list of what we don't do is definitely shorter than the list of what we do. So don't be afraid to call. We'd love to talk to you. We'd love to help you with whatever it is you might have going on.
Okay, so you'll do the a one home project too if you just got one couple family looking to build one home?
Absolutely. So yeah, we do custom houses, design build. We have a drafter on staff, can help you through that whole process. Pre-engineered metal buildings, we do those too. We do post frame buildings as well. So we can help you anywhere from that custom home all the way to that farm shop to that welding shop if you need it. We can help you through all of that. And so basically, you can throw it at us, and we've probably either done it or we haven't, but we know how to. We just haven't done it yet. So
nice. So the commercial obviously is a side then too. That's kind of what you'd call the steel buildings is more commercial.
More a little bit. Tends to be a little bit more commercial. Even agriculture, you're starting to see it pop up more on the shop side of things. Not real prevalent in the last few years in our area. You see some, but it's starting to become a little bit more popular on that side. They've come a long way. Steel buildings always had a negative connotation behind them as well, that, they were poorly insulated. They had problems with them, condensation issues. They've come a long ways. Insulation has become a lot better. Different options within those. They can become, and even exterior wise, you can make those to where they would look like, this building, you could make this in a steel structure and you wouldn't even know it was a steel structure. And so they've come a long ways. It's not just your four walls that look like a box with no overhangs on them and a low pitched flat roof on them. They definitely have come a long ways. The one story that I always tell is the Las Vegas Raiders, their practice facility is actually a Butler steel building, and we're a Butler dealer, and that's actually a Butler steel building.
Oh, wow.
So you can do a lot with them, and you can do a ton with them. They're economical to put up because of the fact that, material wise, you're going to be a little bit more than wood, but the labor side is way quicker to put up a steel building than it is a wood building. And so, and the longevity of it. You're talking, them things should stand forever. Unless there's some issues, but Butler comes with a 25-year warranty as well. That comes on paint and on the build on it. So, you're getting a 30-year warranty through us on a Butler building with our 5-year workmanship warranty. So, we have yet to really have a problem. They're very good with us on warranty issues. And so, they're a cool building. They're really fun to put up. They're cool to design. They're really cool to start. You can do stucco on the walls. You can do all sorts of stuff on the exterior. It's pretty cool.
Wow. So are people still doing the houses or whatever?
Them are huge.
Okay.
Yeah, them are huge. We're currently in about the middle point of one right now. Got about 4 of them that we're kind of working through the design phase right now. But about any house that we're working right now is pretty much a shout.
Oh, really?
Show 'em. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a very big concept right now.
Sure.
They're fun too. They're cool. You can do a lot with them. The one thing behind those, and I just like to be honest about it, is a lot of people tend to feel that those are cost effective to build.
Yeah.
In a sense, they are. In a sense that they're a little bit cost effective, because really you think about it, you're getting a 40 by 40 living space, and you're getting a 40 by 30 shop. And so, you build that 40 by 40 house, and then 2 years down the road, you build that 40 by 30 shop. Well, the point comes that you've done both of those under one loan at one time. Cost effective wise, I would say not really. I mean, you're just, you know, your walls are getting taller. You're getting 20-foot sidewalls when you're talking 2-story buildings. Engineers have to come into that. So they got to engineer those walls, but they're really fun. You can still do them at a good price. You can still do them pretty comparable if you're depending on your footprint, what your expectations are, but they're fun. They're cool. You can do a lot with those interior wise, exterior wise. They're fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I think it definitely shows that you know what you're talking about out in the field, because there's so many different things that you have to know. And we've already talked about residential, commercial, and houses and all that. So, I appreciate that because you obviously know what you're talking about.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Yeah. How long has Seppanen Contracting been around?
So Seppanen Contracting actually started in 1990.
Okay.
It was actually, then it was JES Construction, just residential concrete at that time. It was just concrete, nothing else. 2011, the founder's son had moved back home. He was actually working out on the coast for a general contractor. He moved back and said that he wanted in on the business, but he wasn't going to pour mud no more. Yeah. And so that's when general contracting came on, and that's when steel buildings became a thing, because we found ourselves pouring a lot of concrete for post frame buildings, steel frame buildings. And so we were like, well, why don't we just offer the building? We can build it. We're here anyway. And so then that's when that came on. And then you fast forward to 2024, the son bought the founder completely out, and then we added some different things. Obviously, residential became back kind of a thing again. I came on then, and I came from more of a residential background, so I was like, we should do this. We have the capabilities to do it, and everybody was pretty much on board with it. So it just gives you the opportunity to, you know, in construction, that's one thing you alluded to. You need to be versatile because, you know, I mean, especially in the world we live in the Midwest, because you got agriculture, commercial, residential. I mean, you got all of that going on all of the time. And so to be able to help fit the needs of all of those, it's hard to say no to things. So that's what we do. So yeah, we've been around. We got three crews total. We got 2 concrete crews, and then we got 1 building crew, and they do mostly all of our steel buildings. And then if you were to do a custom with us, that's general contracted purely. For the most part, we don't do a whole lot on those, mostly the concrete. And then after that, it's just our subcontractors. But same situation in those. You get a project manager assigned to you. He's kind of your guy through the whole project. He schedules walkthroughs with you, basically at certain points of the project. So at framing, basically once electrical hits, and then basically after drywall, and then as a final one, do a walkthrough, just so that way he can explain if you have questions, if if this didn't come out quite like you thought it would. We want to be ahead of that, because the last thing we want to do is get you into your home and you look at maybe the closet didn't end up big enough, and all you do is sit and look at that closet and think, man, I just wish it was bigger. There's certain points in that we can change that still for pretty low cost. And so we want to help navigate that through that process.
Wow. Okay. So now you're going to be, are you going to be breaking ground pretty soon on
this?
This?
Absolutely. So right now it's looking like probably, I would say not next week, the week after, you'll start seeing some activity out there. They're doing some staking, erosion control will come in. But dirt work's planned to be set here last week of July. So right now the timeline's looking like we're hoping here this fall we'll get some houses in. But you just get a hold of Joy or Nash over at Haugen Nelson, and they can walk you through kind of what timelines look like and everything.
Okay. So get a hold of Haugen Nelson. They've got the catalog, if you will.
Absolutely. They're the ones you need to call.
Okay. And then you take care of all the manual labor stuff, it sounds like then.
And I wish I could say I did, but somebody at Seppanen's does.
Oh, sure. Well, there's that mental.
That's right.
Manual labor. I know all about that. So, no, that's awesome. Well, so you guys will be, is there like a groundbreaking ceremony or
There
anything?
is. So there actually be a groundbreaking on Friday, actually tomorrow, at 1 p.m. Out there at the spot. It's hard to describe. It's right off of Challenger. It's right across across the road from that new apartment building that was built out there. So kind of in that area, there'll be a dozer out there yet at some point today. So have that out there. And then, so that'll kind of mark where it's going to happen. But yeah, there's a groundbreaking then. And yeah, we'll see how it goes.
And we're going with Harmony View.
Harmony View.
Okay.
Yep. Harmony View.
That's kind of, it's got a vibe to it, kind of, So
yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
Very
We
cool.
actually let the Sisters at the Hill name it. So that's what they came up with.
Oh, very
Yeah. We
good.
let them name it. So
Beautiful.
So yeah, we'll we're going to ground break and hopefully some dirt gets moving here. So you should see some activity here within the next 2 to 3 weeks. Some good activity out there.
Well, maybe when you get one done, we'll have to do a little tour or something inside and
Absolutely.
kind of give people an idea of what they're looking at. And
because that also I should allude to there. That's the plan. We'll have a model one out there.
okay.
So our first house that we build will be a model, and that'll have all of your selection items in it. It'll be a basic one, and then it'll have just your selection boards of different things in there. And then that way, if you call Joy and say, hey, I want to see one, she can take you out there. You call Nash, he can take you there and you can look at it. So that'll actually be premium, and maybe we can do one as the steps progress and kind of show people how the process will go a little bit.
Okay, perfect. Oh, well, is there anything that you can think of we didn't mention?
No, I think we pretty much got it.
Okay, perfect. Good. Well, I want to thank you for coming in, because I know this is probably one of the bigger projects they've been talking about for a long time. And, with everyone chirping about housing and costs and all that, I think it's good to see we've got some action coming forward. So yeah.
Absolutely. It's fun. We're excited and we're ready to go.
Awesome. Well, that's Seth Fryer with Seppanen Contracting Incorporated. Thanks again for coming in. Appreciate your time, and good luck with all of this, and keep us in the loop. So
Will do. Thank you, Steve.
yeah, you bet. All right. Well, we'll get back to some music here on Northeast Radio SD.